Hi drummers, hope you're well. Little drum fill of the week for you here. It's going to go like this. Here it comes. Here we go. And here it comes. So, shout out to channel member Jamie, who was having a session today, and she wanted to do a drum fill that involves that little right, left, right kick figure that you hear drummers doing all over the place. I've done a ton of fills that feature that little figure. It's just one of those all-time classic, rock type of figures, isn't it? In this case, we're playing the same figure 3 times. You might have noticed. It's right, left, right, kick. Obviously, if you're lefty and you're playing a left-handed setup, left, right, left, kick. But yeah, that's the basic idea. So it starts on the beat each time. The rhythm will be like 3 16th note triplets and then an 8th note. So ba 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 ba, like 1 triplet and. So long story short, it starts on the beat, on the number each time, and it ends with the bass drum on the and. We do that 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and. You got it? That's the phrase. It ends on a bass drum. So you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 3 times in a row. On beat 4, what we decided to do was do 4 ander, that classic little grade 1 rhythm. Typically, the sticking here for a right-hander would be right, right, left. Because I was playing the groove with a swinging 16th note feel, well, I was swinging the 16ths at the end there. Obviously, that would depend on the music that you're playing. If you're playing music with a straight 16th note feel, then you'd go. And if you're swinging it like I was in my groove, you'd swing it. So at the end, the swing would only affect those 2 regular 16ths there at the end. So that's the basic structure. Now, what I'm going to do here is practice from really slow to fast. And one of the things I've noticed, having done quite a lot of these like drum fill type videos, in fact, all sorts of videos, of course, about all sorts of things, is that often people, and I'm as guilty of this as anybody, this is part of human nature, isn't it? But so many people, like way more people than I ever would have imagined before I started doing this job of teaching drums. So many people try to bypass the bit where you actually learn it. It's absolutely mind-blowing, especially when you see it every day. Like I feel in a very privileged position because you actually realise that the vast majority of people, and you, as a result, I honestly catch myself doing this in like just about every other area of life as well. No one's immune from this, but we so easily miss out the most basic thing, which is if this is something new to you. Obviously, if you've played this type of figure a lot, great, go for it. But if you're someone relatively new to drumming, here's the bit that people miss out over and over again. And it sounds like the most basic piece of advice in the world, but you go slow and you show your hands and your feet and your brain working together, your nervous system, the combinations, right? You just let that precedent be set in your nervous system first. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it in a way that, like, imagine that you were just starting this from scratch. You'd never played a figure like this before. Now we're just going to work first of all on the bit that goes ba 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 bum. This moment. Now, if you're not there with that yet, here's where you start, as far as I'm concerned. You start by saying the things out loud, right? And doing them in order. And don't go faster at first unless you're playing it cleanly, in which case, great. I shut up at that point and you just go off and play it brilliantly. But unless you're playing it cleanly, don't go faster than you can say it. Here's the rule. Say the thing out loud, a note at a time, play it. Like, make your brain understand the figure 1 note at a time. It seems like it will take, people say, I haven't got time to do that. You haven't got time to not do that if you're starting at the beginning. You have to do that. That is the only way, man, because you're setting your brain on the path. You're setting the precedent. That lovely image, I've made videos about this before. Drummers often think about myelination, that lovely process by which drummers learn things. Well, the first step of that process of myelination taking place is a pathway needs to be established in the first place. If a pathway isn't established in the first place, nothing matters. Repetition is pointless because repeating what? Like, you have to get it correct in the first place. How fast you go in the first place, as far as I'm concerned, is 100% irrelevant. You just have to show your brain the right things in the right order. This is a flipping superpower. Understand that. As far as I'm concerned, in the learning of drums, having taught thousands of people over 20 plus years, this is a flipping superpower. Do you understand? This will leave 99% more than of other learners in your dust. Do you understand? If you do this, I'm speaking to you, person who just goes to your kit and goofs around. This is how it works. This is a superpower. Do you understand? This is what we're going to do, right? So, sorry to get all serious, but it's flipping true, man. I see this every day and I have done for years. People not doing this simple process. This is a superpower. This will make you become the drummer that you want to be, in my opinion. Here's what you do. You say it out loud. Right stick, snare drum. Like you'd literally do it one thing at a time. Left stick, high tom. Right stick, floor tom. Bass drum. Bang. The precedent has now been set. Your brain has now seen those notes happen in that order. Let's go again. Right stick, snare drum. Left stick, tom tom. Right stick, floor tom, bass drum. Snare, high tom, floor tom, bass drum. You got it? People say, well, I can't go as fast as that. I get to a certain point, it all falls apart. Yes, because you've not been doing it for 28 years like I have, man. That's fine. That's cool. Yeah, that's fine. That's just the part of the process. You don't get to bypass lots of repetitions. Just keep going. That's great. I'm not saying to you that it'll happen instantly. I'm just saying this is the way. So this is, in my opinion, the way to build this up. So that's exactly the way. Say it out loud. Snare drum, right stick. High tom, left stick. Floor tom, right stick. Bass drum. That's it, man. Set that precedent. Build from there. Stay on course. The result will be you playing it smoothly. Well, that's my take on it. Anyway, that's my understanding, my experience, my opinion on it. So that's 3 of those, right? Remember, on the beat and on beat, they start on the beat, they land on the and then 4 and at the end. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, nice and slow. Here we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, I'm going to pick it up. Again, people will say, well, yeah, but when I speed it up, it all falls apart. Fine. So what you do is you start at the beginning, and hopefully you know by now, if you've watched enough of these videos, you start slow, you work it up to speed, you find that zone just before it feels like it's all going to fall apart, the improvement zone, right? The Goldilocks zone. You hold it there. That's where the improvement is. You repeat, you keep going, you'll build it. Patience, consistency, just repetition, man. People like... how many times have we said it on this channel? I said it, that great quote, all-time great quote, genius is usually just perseverance in disguise. In this case, genius is usually just repetitions in disguise. Provided you start at the beginning, that's where 99% of people don't do it. That's where they go wrong, in my opinion. Provided you start at the beginning, show your brain, your hands and your feet the combinations, work it up from there. When it starts to feel like, okay, I'm just about holding on to this, wherever that is, hold it there. bring it back down again. Beautiful. You'll build, session after session, day after day. In a few months, you'll get smoother and smoother. In a few years, man, just imagine where you'll go with it. Stay consistent, keep working, start at the beginning, go slow, don't go faster than you can say it at first, and that will work. So that was this week's Drum Fill of the Week. Thanks for watching.